Big Productions here with another LEGO video. Today I have the LEGO Horizon Adventures Aloy and Varl versus Shellwalker and Sawtooth set. The set number is 77037. It has 798 pieces, a ton of builds, and 2 minifigures. And without further ado, let's take a look at those figures. I mentioned before I get into the figures, I have never played Horizon. I've never played Forbidden West or Horizon Adventures. I love the tall neck set. That set was beautiful, wonderful price set too, and this set is just also great. So I wanted to get it because I enjoy the LEGO products. But I'm just telling you my take on this. I do not know how they look in game. I've done just a little bit of research to see what they look like so I can compare. But I'm not going to know all the little details and references if there is any, or the uses of each of these tools. So just bear with me. I want to take a look at the Alloy first, because this figure we did get in the tall neck set, and believe it or not, this figure is better. I don't know how they did it, but they made this figure better. And with that, it's just better printing on the torso. So the legs and the torso are very similar. Here is the original Alloy, but if you look right there, look at the arms. I wish this would focus. You can see that the arm is better printing on the newer version than the older version. What? They just made this figure, which was already an incredible figure, and made it better. Look at that. Just incredible. LEGO, you outdone yourself again. They also outdid themselves even better because this is the new Alloy bow versus the last one. I mean, they made a whole new bow mold for this set, which just looks incredible. And I really want to get another one of these bows to give my old Alloy, because this is awesome. You have the little minifigure attachment holes, which there are other accessories for this bow. I'm assuming, again, I haven't played the game, I'm assuming that the other attachments give the bow different arrows or something, or a different ability. So you are given these flames, which we've gotten before. I'm going to set them down back there. And then you're given some different color feathers. You're given some blue feathers, and you're given some white feathers, and those can just be swapped out. It's awesome that LEGO did include those pieces, and of course the red ones. Again, don't know what these do in game, but you're given alternatives, which is awesome, and you can attach those onto the bow. And yeah, that looks great, but this figure is really incredible. We haven't even talked about it. So first off, the torso and leg printing is insane. You get some arm printing as well, and just looks incredible. There's the back printing. You do have an alternate face, which looks pretty good. It's probably not going to attach. The hair is not going to attach because of the bow. Again, looks really good. And of course, you have the little arrow right there. And if this dual molded headpiece is the exact same as the one that Alloy had last time. And yeah, this figure just is incredible. First time getting this Varl figure. Again, I don't know the significance of him, but this figure just looks incredible. First off, we get a new hairpiece, which looks really good. A new torso and legs and face, which the printing on those is just insane. LEGO really does outdo themselves every single time when they release these sets. You do get a little cloth piece for a cape, and there's the back torso printing. Again, looks incredible. You do have an alternate face where he looks a little more angry, a little more determined, focused, and then of course the little smirk or smile right there, which looks really good. And then his weapon does include some alternate builds here. Again, don't know what these are for, but you can replace these out on the bottom. You just remove that little flower there and then attach these at the top. So yeah, these look great. Again, don't know the significance of them, but it's great that LEGO is including these options, because I'm assuming they're very important in-game and have different abilities for this little sword here. Get into the main build, we'll just take a look at these little side builds. This is like some, like a fern or some sort of plant in the game, I'm assuming. Looks pretty good there, and it looks a lot like the tall neck ones too, so that could fit in. And then of course we have this chest here, which uses the Minecraft chest, which you can open, and there's 4 gold studs. I also included the extra bow attachments in there so I don't lose them, and then a campfire, which looks pretty solid. But yeah, that's really it for the side builds. Nothing crazy, but they also don't use that many of the pieces, so it's nice that they're there. builds are the Sawtooth and the Shell Walker. We'll take a look at the Shell Walker. Let's look at some referenced images of the Shell Walker before this review, and this looks pretty solid. The build is very articulatable. I don't even know if that's a word, but there's a lot of articulation with the legs, as each of them have little ball joints here so they can rotate like that, and they also have hinges to get a little bit of a different angle there. And so all the 6 of those can be moved on those ball joints. And yeah, those look really great. And you can kind of go like that. The little eyes right there look super good. You even have these 2 little, I don't even know what these are, antennas or something. You do have articulation in the arms where there's a hinge right here, a ball joint right here, and then a ratchet joint for up and down. And then of course, these are all clipped on like that, so you can articulate the little claw right there, and that's also attached to a ball joint. And then over here, it's the same articulation. And then you have the shield, which looks, I think this is a shield. This looks really good either way. It can be detached. It's supposed to stay onto this, and then your minifigure can hold on to that as well, which is super cool. Again, don't know the context of this. I don't know that, but it looks good. You also have this, which can be removed. Don't know what this is. It looks like it would be a storage unit. It looks pretty good, and that is easily just attached onto there because there's only 2 like jumpers that are holding it together, and it just snaps in there. You have this little attachment here, which kind of can hold it in the back. And yeah, that's really it for this. It looks good. A lot of pieces went into this build, and yeah, it's super, super cool to look at. For me, this one is the really interesting one, and this is the Sawtooth. First off, I love the use of these claws, which are each just clipped on so they can be articulated. There's a lot of articulation in this build. So first off, the front legs can go up and even splay out a little bit, which is awesome. You have the ratchet joints right here, and then of course a ball joint on the foot, so you can really kind of have this figure laid down, get real low to the ground and stuff. Of course, there's some ball joints in the head. The back legs are clipped in here, so they're constantly bent like that. However, you do have a ratchet here and then a ball joint there. So you can still get this into a lot of poses, which I like. So this is it kind of like laying down. You do have this pack here, which can be detached. Again, don't know what that is. Don't know what this is, honestly. I don't know if it's an enemy, a friend, a foe. It looks like a saber-toothed tiger in a way. You do have these little, I don't even know what these are, but they can move. They look like they could be like spines or like frills or something. Super pointy. And then of course, I don't know, you have articulation in the front neck area and stuff. So you have a ball joint here, so this can move around, and the head is on a ball joint too, so this can move around. And so there's just a lot of articulation in this, and you can get it in some really cool and dynamic poses, which I like a lot. And this just is a super cool build itself. I like building it. I like looking at it. It looks a lot like the tall neck, or at least like the same color scheme of the tall neck, so that's cool. Again, I don't know the context of this, but it looks good, and there's even like those little teeth right there. Yeah, this is just awesome. Really cool build. I don't really have much else to say. Oh, you also have ball joints here, so you can get some little hip movement, I guess, side to side. It is double ball jointed, so it's not like it's going to move up and down. But if you disconnect one of them, you totally can do that. So that's awesome as well. So yeah, this looks great, but that's really it for this. Now let's look at the packaging and the My Final Verdict. This is a very interesting box design. So there's like a ton of stuff referencing the video game, like little warning signs. There's an arrow there, a circle around this guy, circle around Aloy. You can't really see the circle because the plants are blocking it. But it's a really cool box, different than the tall neck one, which is totally fine because it's different. It does show the health of the Sawtooth and this. And again, you can see the dynamic poses where this one looks like it's just laying down on a rock. It is showing the electricity there, so I guess those are bad guys. It does show the different powers that you can use. So I guess this is ice, lightning, and fire, and then I guess just the regular ones. It shows what you can detach there. Again, I'm not familiar with the game. Oh my gosh, I realized I was pointing at something that you couldn't even see. You can detach these there. Yeah, the box looks cool. Haven't played the game, but it's cool. I like it. There are 2 of them. The first 3 bags make that, and the last 3 bags make that. I don't remember if there's any advertisements. Probably not. Shows you how to build up the set. Nothing there. And then I think this one just tells you, how to build up the set, piece count, and the win. Ton of extra pieces in the set, including like a double set of each of the feathers, which is honestly kind of nice because I like those blue ones in the medium azure. And yeah, there's even extra like flames and stuff, but there are no like special pieces, I guess, like no prints and stuff, but there are just a lot of leftover pieces, even like some cool stuff like the binoculars and a roller skate. I think there's also some gray binoculars in here somewhere, but yeah, that's it for the leftover pieces. My final verdict, this set is really incredible. Considering that the set is $45 for 768 pieces. Now, for people with the price to part ratio, that is awesome. They're probably celebrating for this set. However, by the number of leftover pieces, a lot of this set is really small, tiny pieces to get those details. That is okay. I still think this set is totally worth it for its price. Now, there are, again, look at that. There's a lot of little pieces on this. This is like almost a ton of pieces. Like this one itself is like 6 pieces right there. And it's just studs. So take that with a grain of salt with the piece count. However, there's a lot of bulk to these builds. This build is really, really good. This build is even better. I like both of them a lot, and there's a lot of articulation, a lot of play value with these. The side builds are meh. Again, they're nice. I don't know the context of them. Maybe they make more sense in the game, but they look nice, and even like having a little base camp is good for the player, especially the chest to store some of the leftover pieces in there, which is really nice. Now, don't even get me started on the figures. They took one of the best figures. I can't remember when the tall neck set came out. I want to say 2022, if I remember correctly. But that was one of Alloy from that set was one of the best minifigures of 2022. And they took one of the best figures and made it better, which is incredible. Are you kidding me? That's wild. And they even included another minifigure, which is on par with this figure. They really took everything and put it in those figures, which is awesome. So I would consider these each like even better than CMF figures. So we'll say those are $5 each. That's $10. So that means everything else here has to be worth $35. If my math is correct. Also, I didn't even talk about the bow. The bow is just beautiful. I could also see this being used as a Legend of Zelda bow, but I hope we get more Legend of Zelda sets as well. This is totally worth it. I think I could totally see this being, I would say this, with this figure and this side build, I could see that being $20 to $25. And so that means this set here with this and this would have to be $20, and I totally see that. Each of these are worth 10 to 15 each with the side build, so for sure this set is worth the price, and I think LEGO really put it all out, and that's hence why I buy these sets, even though I do not play the game at all. Like I said, I don't play this game. I think I just don't have the gaming system to play it, which is fine, but I still buy the tall neck set. I still buy this set because it's supporting a set that is good, that shows what we want in these set or in future sets. Good figures, good value, good builds. 10 out of 10 for me. This set is awesome. If you like what you see here, I'm sure you'll like it even more if you get it. And if you like the game and this is nothing like the game at all, well then tell me in the comments. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts about the set in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.